Hi there, my name is Ron Rogers, and I'd like to give a special shout out to Lewis University, the ALPA ACE group down there. I was asked to give a presentation, and I always enjoy giving presentations, talking about aviation and my aviation background to pilots, and especially this is especially cool because these are people in a flight training program, and they're very dedicated and interested in becoming professional pilots. And it was kind of interesting. The group was Nick had told me he expected 35 to 40 people, and it got kind of interesting when they started bringing extra chairs in. He told me the final count was 66 plus, I think, about five alumni who were there. And it was kind of interesting to see them dressed in the airline pilots' uniforms that they were wearing, and a half winger for ALPA there, a brand new guy. It was kind of cool because they, were where these people want to go. Now, Nick told me that some of the regulars said it was the best presentation so far. And okay, that's great. I hope they meant more than just since January, because I gave the presentation on January 23rd, 2025, so it was the best one of the year. That's not much competition, but hopefully they meant for a longer period at a time. Now, I started this YouTube channel, and I've got 630 plus videos so far, and I go into a lot of detail on my aviation career. And basically, I was putting 53 years, and I accomplished it in 71 minutes. But of course, you can't do a lot of detail. I've been asked to speak to various veterans group, EAA groups, and stuff like that. Usually, it's more of a short aspect of like military flight test or civilian flight test or flight test for the ALPA new aircraft committee, but this was the whole career. So this was about 205 slides that I went through fairly quickly. But it was a lot of fun. I just have a lot of fun, and I like talking. I like talking about aviation. And as you can see here, there were a couple in this picture. You can see a couple of the graduates, the alumni who were going on to the beginning of very successful aviation careers. And here's another little shot. It ended up being, the room could easily handle 30 to 40 people, but it ended up being extra chairs and standing room only. Now, like I said, I had a fun time talking about my aviation career, and I want to thank Nick for the shirt that he got me, the Lewis Flyer shirt, really nice, high quality, and I will wear that with pride. And if anybody wants to see they're on my YouTube channel, Ron Rogers, and you can see because a lot of these things. I just briefly glossed over, and there are a lot of, at least what I think, and I get a lot of good feedback. There are a lot of interesting stories, and I think you would enjoy it possibly in more detail if you want to see some of these things. But anyway, they're on the channel for viewing if you want. Now, one thing I hope I didn't get in trouble here, I didn't realize actually that Lewis University was a Catholic school, and I happen to be Catholic and have an interesting relationship with some of the nuns there. But I mentioned it to my priest after I'd given this presentation, and he's from the Chicago area, part of the Polish community, which is a very large community in this, and a priest. And we were talking, and said, "Oh yeah, he knew all about it in the background, stuff like that." But I'm way up here in Crystal Lake in the northwest section. They're fairly far down south. So I hope I didn't get in trouble telling about how. Now I told him about how I got the distinguished alumni award from my high school. This is the same high school that back in 1968 they tried to expel me from. I was a little bit of a prankster. I told him that story. I was a little bit of a prankster. I didn't tell him exactly what I did. There's actually a video on that, but I didn't tell him exactly what I did. But there was a teacher who was not too excited about a little practical joke I had done, and she tried to get me expelled. That's an interesting tale in itself. She was fortunately not successful, and I hope they buried her and some of the nuns face down, because I'm sure they're rolling over in their grave when they ended up giving me the Distinguished Alumni Award. But anyway, it was a very fun time. I had a fun time talking about, all the various aspects of my career, and it was just a very enjoyable time. And I think it was actually well received, from my standpoint, because after I had a lot of questions. There was a pretty extensive question and answer period, and then after that, I had a number of people come up, and we kept on talking for quite a while. And of course, we had a nice dinner there provided by ALPA Education Committee. It was from Chick-fil-A, and that was very good. And it was just a very fun time, and I enjoyed it a lot. So thanks for inviting me down. I always enjoy doing these sort of things, and I wish you all the best in your future careers. Thanks for watching, and thanks for coming to the presentation.